Hi there, everyone. My name is Ryan Bertucci, and I'm with the Southern Maryland office of Real Property Management Gold, locally serving St. Mary's, Charles, and Calvert counties out of our physical offices in Lexington Park and Waldorf. I want to discuss a question I've been seeing a lot over the last couple months with the hotter housing market that is now starting to cool down. But with the hotter housing market is, I have a tenant in my property and I want to sell it. What do I do? I want to sell this property as quickly as possible, but I have a tenant in it. What do I do? So first thing you need to realize in this situation is the tenants cannot be kicked out of the home because you want to sell it. The lease conveys over all other contracts. You can sell the home while the tenants are living in it. However, the lease stays in effect and the tenants would pay the new owner until the end of the lease. So if you sell the house with the tenants living in it, then the tenants come with the property and they get to stay till the end of the lease. You can place the home for sale while the tenants are living in it, but it is not recommended as tenants are not motivated to adjust their lifestyle to allow strangers into the home to help you sell it. So a lot of times, you can put the property up for rent. Your realtor will try to show it. We have for the tenant to keep it in good condition, allow people to come in to look at it, to see if they'll come and buy it, towards the end of the lease. But it's not recommended. It usually doesn't work out good in this situation. Some realtors actually provide the tenants some kind of incentive if the house sells, or the tenants will actually buy the house, which has happened a couple times. But in most situations, it's not recommended that you place the house on market while the tenants are living in it. You let them move out, you get it cleaned up nice, you get it presentable, you get it accessible, you get it ready to be moved in right away with no one having to worry about tenants, and it sells for a lot higher rate, a lot faster. So we don't recommend that you do that. Some realtors do try to push that because they want to get their paycheck as quick as possible, but usually it doesn't work out too well. Usually it's just better to wait a little bit, wait until the tenants move out. We recommend that if you want to sell the property and you're planning on doing so and you're, at the expiration of your tenant's lease, that you give them notice as quickly as possible. Treat them the way that you want to be treated. Right now the housing market, the rental market is hotter than the sales market. There's less supply in the rental market than there is in the sales market. A lot of tenants are getting displaced because owners are trying to sell their home to get a quick cash out, and tenants aren't having a place to go. So you need to give them as much notice as possible to find a new place or to figure out what they're going to do. In a lot of situations, we're seeing owners are just giving tenants 60-day notices and telling them they need to get lost, and the tenants aren't having anywhere to go. And so what's ends up happening is the tenants end up staying over the lease, and in order to get them out, we end up having to file a lease holdover eviction on tenants that have been paying the whole time, which is not a good situation for anybody. It makes you look bad as the landlord. It makes the tenants stressed. And you walk into a courtroom, and we still have this pandemic lingering a little bit. Judges are pretty lenient towards the tenants and allowing them to stay several more months. It's usually taking 2 to 6 months to get them out in the situation. A lot of times the tenants have to stop paying rent because they need to save for security deposit on another place, to pay higher rental amount, which they're going to end up paying in another place, or to save up for a new security deposit. So a lot of times it creates bad blood and creates a problem if you try to force that tenant out. So we don't recommend that you do so in that situation. You give them plenty of notice, you try to work it out amicably, help them find the place if possible. A lot of times we can do that as a management company. We have something coming up. If they're good tenants, we can just pop them into something else. If we have stuff available, which is becoming very scarce in this market, but a lot of times we can work on that and help you in that situation if you're working with us. But treat the tenants the way you want to be treated. Treat all human beings the way you want to be treated, and it will work out better for you in these situations. The worst situation where the owners just give 60-day notice and get out, a lot of times it just doesn't happen. Most of the times they cooperate. Most of our tenants are good. But even if they are good tenants and they don't have anywhere to go, they have to do what they have to do to survive. And it might mean staying in your property for a little bit longer and not paying. So you want to be careful of that. So I'm Ryan with the Southern Maryland office of Real Property Management Gold. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to our office or comment on this video. Thank you very much.